Got a little coffee. Wow. Damn, dude. I wish I could be like you.
It's a oat milk shaken espresso.
Damn.
Whoops.
Tight.
Yes, sir. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Podcast Material, a podcast where best friends of 25 years have a chat together and look for things that we call. Oh man.
And I'm
That was
Ethan.
close.
You got this, dude. Just start
Thanks,
off by I think what we've done before, right, is the like
Do we just keep this shit in? Like this is the editing question that I have because it's raw. I mean, this is
I think so. I think
it's like we're literally trying to figure out how to do a podcast.
two friends of 25 years that aren't afraid to get real. You think you know, but you have no idea.
Here it is. Welcome to Podcast Material, everybody. I'm Heathrow.
And I'm Ethan.
And we're best friends of 25 years, and we're here to have a conversation and look for nuggets and look for things that we call.
You got this, dude.
We're here. We're having conversations. We are having conversations and looking for things we call podcast material.
Yeah.
Things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Nailed it. That's exactly what we're here to do.
Right. We don't need to make it fancy, you know?
Who's fancy here? Not me.
I was trying to be fancy a bit earlier, but...
Roll back that fancy, dude.
Yeah, dude, it crashed.
Yeah.
It crashed out. I'm crashing out.
You're crashing out, as the kids say.
Dude, I've heard that. I like it.
I kind of like it too. It makes a lot of sense. It doesn't like, I don't feel like I need to be like, what the hell are you talking about? It's not like whatever the like skibbity shit is, you know? Like, I don't understand that at all. And I don't need to get too into that or we're going to start talking about what makes you feel old again.
I mean, you know, that's not off limits, definitely. You know, I was kind of doing too much maybe with that intro.
Doing too much? Is that?
Yeah.
I don't think that's like new though. I don't think that's like a new.
Okay,
I don't think that's a new slang. That one's been around for a little bit, you know.
All right, cut that out.
That's good. I don't think we're cutting it out.
All right, we'll see who does the editing.
We'll see who gets to the edit board first. But that was good though. Yeah, doing too much is a class is like it hasn't been around too long, but it's definitely like, dude, that guy's doing too much. You're doing too much.
Clearly doing too much.
Yeah. I was too late on the bet. Like people are like, you want to do this? You like bet, you know?
I agree. I'd never caught on to the bet. And if I say bet right now, no, I can't do that.
No, it's disingenuine, you know?
Right.
But I had a lot of kids that would say bet. Actually, I had a kid who every time that I would say like that's tight or that's hella tight, they would talk mad shit to me.
Oh yeah. Like, you do say that a lot. I noticed that in editing.
Dude, I say tight a lot. And it's just a reflex. It's just like one of those words that I've grown up saying, so it's just like there when I think something is tight. I say it's tight. And I remember this kid, he was a sophomore at the time, and he was like, I think I said something was hella tight, and he was like, you can't say that. But the way he said it to me made it sound like it was something like offensive. And so I was like, oh, like, should I not say it because like that is offensive, or like is that something I don't know about? Like, you know, like what's the deal? And he goes, no, you just sound like an idiot.
Nice.
Sick. I respect that. So then every time I saw him, I would just say it to piss him off. He'd be like, you can't say that. You don't say it. But it's funny. It is funny.
Yeah.
Because I remember us when we first started saying tight and like hella, and like some of our friends' parents would start saying it too. And like some of them, when they would say it, was like super cringy.
For sure.
And then sometimes it was like, okay, yeah,
you nailed it.
I hear you saying that.
You got it.
Yeah, keep it up. My dad used to say that, like when I first started saying tight, he was like, we used to say decent, like that's decent, and I started saying that. I kind of like it. Like, ooh, that's decent. That's dece. Bring back that you know 80s 70s slang.
That's decent right there. Yeah, that is
pretty decent. So I was thinking about this. I don't know if I care about cursing.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I don't know if I really care. I feel like there's
sure.
people that curse on YouTube and in podcasts all the time, and I don't know that I'm necessarily trying to like do like a super vulgar podcast, but I don't think I'm trying to do like the most wholesome podcast either. You know?
Dude, absolutely. Fuck it. Let's go.
Yeah, tight, tight.
You know, tastefully cursing.
Yeah. I'm not trying to like yeah, like offend anybody, but I don't want to like feel like I'm censoring my like regular speech pattern. You know?
Yes. Good call.
Yeah. Nice.
Look at those friends of 25 years.
Look at us, dude. I feel like my skin looks really good right now. I've been lotioning.
Yeah, what's your routine?
I don't have like well, I guess I have a routine, but it's not many steps. Uh in the morning I will I guess for like lotion we just have like a face lotion that June and I share and I just put it on my face, but that's pretty much it.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. You know, after I shower I put it on.
Shower and then a face lotion?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
I think it's more than a routine that I have. I just have like a...
You were talking about the olive oil stuff like a couple times
Yeah,
ago.
exactly.
Yeah.
Shower and then an olive oil. Similar.
Yep. Yeah. I try to do the lotion before bed and when I wake up.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
What is that?
My standing desk, dude.
For sure. Sorry. That was, I don't think it was on purpose, but that sounded like low key defensive. Like,
Yeah. No, absolutely.
that's funny. It's my standing desk, dude.
It was low key defensive.
One thing I was kind of thinking about too, over the last couple of weeks in regards to our podcast, is that it's not like we have like an agenda. You know, like I'm really excited to do this. It's fun. Like podcasting is fun so far. We're having a good time. We're like coming up with some fun conversations and kind of like talking about it in a cool way. But we don't really like have an agenda. I'm not like trying to like push anything or like really like force opinions on anybody, you know. Just trying to like have some fun chatting with my friend and then see if other people feel the same way as us or if they like strongly disagree. I'm down with that too. You know? Because I think sometimes I say something and then like pretty easily can be convinced to disagree with myself. You know?
I think that's really healthy. I think that's maybe the point of our podcast, sort of, is to like bring up ideas and explore them and look at them from all directions.
Yeah.
Because I think not like having like a staunch opinion one way or the other is probably a good way to go.
Yeah, I think it's good to be like open and accepting of opinions that contradict yours and being open to like adapting them. And I also think that maybe sometimes if I like have an opinion, I should like learn how to like stand by it or like not have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like,
right.
I guess that's like kind of the same thing, but I do feel like I'm a pretty convincible person. You know, like I'm pretty like I hesitate to say gullible, but it's definitely like I'm a pretty gullible person. I'm pretty gullible. I've definitely fallen for my fair share of tricks and scams. You know, definitely fallen for some scams.
Oh man, we need a whole podcast for tricks and scams.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I'm burping.
I know, man. You got like, was that coffee carbonated? Yeah. Well, so I was talking with my mom the other day, talking about all the kind of like stuff that's going down in our country that might make groceries more expensive.
Right.
And she sends, you know, my mom cares a lot. She thinks about us a lot. And so, you know, her texts are always really well-meaning and like I'm from a place of love and care, and I know that. Yeah. Sometimes I get like a little defensive, like, Mom, leave me alone. Like let me live my life, you know?
Right.
And
right.
I know
I'm
you
an adult.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But she sent me a text the other day that was like, you know, food's likely going to get really expensive. And like, she was like, and Heath has a really big garden and like, could you work out a deal with him where you like help like pay for part of his garden in exchange for like a portion of the food? And I was like, I think that is likely going to naturally happen eventually. But I also was like, I don't think Heath is going to like bill me for food. You know, I would think that like if I'm going to share food with you, I'll probably just be like, hey, thank you for this food, and here's some money for it, or like here's some,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
I was just thinking about like the conversations we've had before, but it was just so funny the way my mom said it. She was like, Heath has a big garden and he needs money or something. I was like, we're good. Like Heath and I
Yeah.
have talked about this, but she
Yeah.
talked to me today. She was like, have you talked to Heath about it? And I was like, no. And then I told her that we were doing this podcast, and she got really into it. And she was like, well, what is your podcast? And
Ooh.
I was like, oh, well, it's like us, you know, being friends and just kind of like talking about stuff, and kind of explained the theory of podcast material. And I think she got it, but I also think she was like that. I don't think she thinks it sounds dumb, but I think she's just like, because my mom's a very like planned. She's a very like planned out, thoughtful person.
Right.
And so I think the idea of just like us coming on and bantering is like not necessarily something, but she also knows both of us. So I don't think that it would be like a surprise to her that this is what we're doing.
Totally.
You know,
Totally. I would say, hey, Dana, also, if you're listening,
shout out, Mom.
hope you're well. Love you lots. Maybe it's not something she would listen to naturally, right? Just like two best friends bantering.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe she would.
Yeah.
But since she knows it's us, I'm sure she might be checking in and listening, but I don't know if she'll be a regular listener or not.
Yeah. I mean, I can hear her laugh from here. Right now, you know?
For
You
sure.
know?
For sure.
You know,
Definitely.
so definitely got it from someone.
But Dana, I mean, such a good point. Like, I think, yeah, food prices are definitely like a little tumultuous and unstable, and I'm in this space where it's hard for me to almost tell which news is propaganda and which isn't, or I have to be very critical of the news that I would do watch. So I'm trying not to like say we're in a food crisis, but I think some places are in a food crisis, like definitely. And especially with our unhoused population, I mean, people are in food crisis.
But yeah, no doubt.
So it's funny your mom brings that up, because I had the idea like a community food project, because I'm realizing, man, I have this dream of having like almost like a grocery stand in front of my house, like you'd see in a tropical place, where people can leave cash if they want, or if people just need the food, they can take the food.
Yeah. Like a little book library almost, but with like produce in it.
A book library with produce and like fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
Maybe some baked goods. So you could leave donations. And I was kind of thinking too, like if somebody needed the cash, they could take the cash also.
Sure.
Like this is a place where you can also leave cash and take cash. So then it becomes sort of this like moneyless exchange a little bit, where it's like this. I mean, of course I'm producing the fruits and vegetables, but it becomes this like out of capitalism grocery store.
Sure.
Kinda.
Sure. I kind of feel like if you let people take the cash, you'll never get any cash.
Well, sure.
Right. Which I think is not a thing you're necessarily like, concerned about, but it is funny to be like, maybe just take the cash, just take the money, just take it.
Like, leave cash if you want to leave it, take cash if you want to take it.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I've been sort of like feeling like I want to do that. So I don't know, maybe you guys can be involved for sure in just community food sourcing, because, and that's part of the reason I gave you guys that garden kit as a gift, just to be like, put these in the ground. If they fail and do nothing,
yeah,
it's totally fine.
Yeah, we were just out there looking at it the other day because it's been so sunny the last couple of weeks, really. We were back there kind of like mapping it out a little bit and talking about it, and
sick.
Kiddo's super excited. He like loved the tomato plants that we planted last year, so he's like, he's been talking about like red tomatoes, orange tomatoes. And he's like, where are they? Because it's sunny out, right? And so he's like associating like going in the backyard to eat tomatoes, basically. So it's been pretty cute, and we're definitely excited to like get other stuff going, because he likes peas and he likes potatoes, but the tomatoes for him were like he would eat them like green, you know.
Oh man, and there's nothing like, I swear, a garden grown tomato it's just amazing, fresh from the vine in your backyard. Mm-hmm. It almost doesn't matter like how you planted it or what fertilizer you used or what none of that matters. If you have soil and a tomato, it's just so good.
Yep. It is crazy all the different ways I've seen folks like plant tomatoes and deal with tomatoes, and you can just like beat the crap out of them, you know, or like do like bury half of them, you know.
Yes,
and then it's like, cool, these tomatoes are still just as good as anything else, you know.
Dude, exactly. Bury half your tomato, cut off all its limbs, grow it like 10 feet tall.
Yep.
And then, you know, has just pounds of tomatoes. So yeah, Yeah, that's the goal this year, is to like really think about starting stuff early, things I love to grow, um, and also creating content around it, like trying to inspire others to like almost speaking to myself 4 years ago of like, I wanted to start a garden. What info did I need?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool.
Did you catch that beep?
I did.
Shit.
What does that beep?
Discord.
Oh, the potatoes, they're hearing you.
The Spuddies are just coming in. Hey Spuddies, just quick Discord notification in the podcast.
Are you TikTok living right now?
I was thinking about it, doing like a TikTok live, like off screen, like while we were
Doing
filming,
this?
but
Yeah.
it
They
becomes
wouldn't
less
be able to,
private.
and they wouldn't really be able to hear me.
No, they wouldn't be able to hear you. They would just hear me. Exactly. Anyway, nice.
Cool. Well, sick. I'm down to, learn some more stuff from gardening. I've never been super inspired as like to garden myself. I think I
Yeah.
like think about it and it being cool, but uh I love the idea. I think it's like I
Yeah.
would love to like have a garden. I think I just get I don't know, man. I like
Yeah. Tell me about it. Tell me your feelings. Like, no judgment. Just explore your feelings on
it's not even
gardening.
specific to gardening. It's not even specific to gardening. I think like I've always kind of had like a hesitancy to fail, and so I have like not tried a lot of things. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff my whole life you could point to that's like, like I didn't do this or I didn't do that because I was like scared of like trying to do it and failing at it, and so instead of like putting myself in a situation where I could succeed, I would just be more concerned with the failing of it. So there's like lots of stuff I didn't do. So with gardening, it's not even that like I don't want to garden, because I'm like that would be cool. It'd be like awesome to grow something, but I'm like not even thinking about. I'm like, well, that takes effort. So like I'm not gonna necessarily do it. It's like I've kind of like convinced myself into being like kind of late, like lazy or, uh, like unambitious. I guess.
Yeah. I
You know.
can, I can relate to that too. Like, you're almost not ready for like the failure that might come with gardening after you've added the effort,
Yeah,
of,
right. Like maybe I do it and then stuff doesn't grow, and then it's like cool. I
yeah.
just like wasted my time on this thing.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But
And
like it,
potentially money too. Like, I
sure.
think, that can add another layer of like, you know,
Yeah.
you spent this time and money trying to get it going, especially if you're running to the store and getting all this different stuff. So
Yep. Yep. And
that can
like
be another layer. Yeah.
putting in like sweat equity into stuff.
Right. Because really I think we're probably realizing as we get to this age, like time is becoming more valuable than money to us.
Totally.
Right. So even though there's the money aspect of it, it's like, there's so many things I want to do. So is this what I'm going to choose to do?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So that's
Totally.
valid.
Totally. I mean, yeah. Yeah. It goes. It can like I can trace it back so far with me too, like
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's an interesting thing, and it's funny you say that you relate to it, because you're probably someone in my life who I consider like the most like not necessarily the most ambitious, but like I haven't seen you like want to do something and like not try it. Like
Yeah.
I feel like we had this conversation a while ago. I think I don't remember what it was, but I think I said something to you where I was like, dude, I feel like you're just like, you just are able to live so freely. Like you have this like, there's something about like your personality or like your spirit where you're just like, cool, I like want to do this thing, so I'm gonna like do it. And sometimes it gets you in trouble and you like fail, but sometimes it's also like a learning experience, or it's always a learning experience for you where you're like, cool, like I can do this differently this time. Like you're
Yeah.
talking about with your new
Yeah.
business or gardening or like, uh, I feel like there's tons of, I can't think of other examples right now, but I feel like that's something that we've kind of talked about before. And it's definitely something I'm like, cool, man. Like Heath just like has an idea and then he's just going to like do it. And like it's cool to see that, because I know you're probably like afraid of failure because you're a human being, but it's also like it's not stopping you from doing some of these things.
Yeah, dude, it's interesting to hear your feedback, because I can share those same feelings as you of like, yeah, like feeling like not wanting to start because of the failure. And so, yeah, I just think it's practice. And I think you do that. I mean, you probably should give yourself more credit too, as far as like, I mean, you know, what do you feel like it's not, I don't feel like you're really like being held back on accomplishments, do you?
I feel like there's things that I like,
Or like failures that you've like had. Like we have like neither of us have really had like a crash and burn on anything.
I don't think so. Not like a serious crash and burn. I think like not finishing school was a thing for me. Even if it like I don't necessarily think like getting the college degree I would have gotten would have necessarily helped my situation, you know. I
Yeah.
can't think of like a job I would have gotten with whatever degree I was going after at university that would have like put me in a better spot that I'm in now, you know.
Yeah.
You know, or being like more focused in school is something I think about a lot. Like I wanted to move when I was younger. Like when I was in my like mid 20s, I was like I kind of wanted to do what some of our other friends has done, which was just like I'm gonna go live in another city for like a couple of years and just like do that. And you know, for a couple of reasons that didn't happen, and I'm not resentful of that, but it is something where I was like, cool, now it would be a lot harder to do that kind of thing. For, you know, a whole different set of reasons. Or, you know, like I didn't do a lot of traveling because I wasn't making a lot of money, but it is something I've always wanted to do, is like travel more. But I always like kind of had it in my head, well, I don't have money to do that. I don't have the funds to do it. And if I travel, then I'm going to miss work and I'm going to have less money. So it was like kind of this like cycle of talking myself out of things, you know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like you can't do that because then how will you do X, Y, and Z afterwards? Or like, you know, if you do this, then you know what's going to happen to these other things, you know. And so it's a lot of like second guessing and talking myself out of stuff instead of trying to like actually just like try a thing and fail at it and then know it's not the end of the world, you know. But I do appreciate you saying that like neither of us have crashed and burned. You know, we've both been like pretty lucky and pretty privileged in a way that we can like live a life that allows us to like still be happy, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and like safe. So
Yeah. No, I think that was my point. Definitely is like we both of us and most people we know, I think, and hang out with and surround ourselves with, like we have it pretty good as far as like we have everything we need. We have a pretty supportive network around us. We're able to find moments of joy and, you know, happiness. So
totally.
like maybe that's also what helps me live so free, is just like remembering that stuff and just being like, no matter what happens, even if this construction company doesn't work out, I still have like, I can always move in with Ethan if I need to, you know,
Yeah.
something like that, you know?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I'll call you on the day. You can say no pressure, but we'll just see what the situation is.
For sure. You and Kate can sleep in the office again.
See, exactly. That's what I mean. It's like we know we'll have at least, you know, a couple days to crash it at Ethan and Gina's and the fam and just see, you know, what we need to do next. So
totally, dude. Anyways,
there you go.
right?
Stick around and stay tuned.
Not just a catchphrase, but maybe some words to live by, you know.
Stick around and stay tuned and keep doing it or don't. Straight up.
Do or do not. There's no try. That's Yoda. Just so you know.
Nice. Thank you. Actually. Yoda from which movie again?
Muppets. The Muppets.
The Muppets, right?
Yeah.
The Muppets go to Mars. Star Mars.
Star Mars. Mars bars.
Mars bars.
Mars bars wars.
Star Wars. I know it's Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars. Oh man.
Hi, Toby.
Yeah.
Oh man, we should have potentially a compilation of just like all the funny noises that we make someday.
Definitely.
Just be like maybe a couple minutes of just. We both have some pretty specific noises that we make.
Yep.
I think you rock the like mm-hmm. You rock the mm-hmm a fair amount. I've been editing and seeing the mm-hmm.
Definitely.
I'll catch a few mm-hms in here.
Pretty funny. That would definitely be a good clip eventually.
For sure.
Here's a super random one that I talked with some of my outdoor school friends with a long time ago, as we were talking about, you know, animal adaptations, right? So, because there's always a question like, there's like, you know, like a kind of typical question like, what kind of animal would you want to be? Like, if you could be any animal, what would you be?
Right. Pretty basic.
That's not the question I'm about to ask.
Okay.
The question that I want the answer to is, what animal adaptation would you like to have as a human? So an animal adaptation is something that, animals have developed to solve a specific problem in their life, right? So like for instance, a frog has like a sticky tongue, or chameleons have like sticky tongues. uh, um, Certain animals, like prey animals, have eyes on the side of their head so they can see predators better, or like an enhanced sense of smell. So if there's like a specific, like I guess you could talk about it as like an animal superpower.
An animal superpower, like a cheetah can run fast.
Sure, sure. Because if it's
For
like
one
specific
example.
bone structure,
Right,
yeah, like
right.
it can run like up to what, like 75 miles an hour for like a couple of seconds,
Right.
or
Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
That's a good one. That's a good question. Which animal superpower adaptation would you have?
yeah. And
Hmm.
specifically, like, not you turning into this animal, but like
Right.
like if it means you have like a part of that animal,
That's
what
what
would
I
you?
was going to say. Would it be
Yeah.
covert? Would you look like a normal human, or if you did the cheetah, would you like become like lower half cheetah potentially, or like leg only cheetah?
With the like, it's like the question, like, if a horse wears pants, how does it wear
Right.
them? Like, is it just on the back half, or is it like on
Right.
both
Right.
his legs?
Exactly.
I
So
think
like,
I think
is it like a
I think you would like have that part visible. Like for the cheetah, you would like probably have like the torso. You know how like a cheetah's torso is like kind of skinny and like
yeah? Okay. So
lumpy, and
you'd have
the
some. So we're
legs are
kind of
skinny
talking
and,
like
and strong.
anamorphs a little bit.
Totally. Sure. Sure.
You know.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. This is a good question. There's so many that I would want. I think cheetah popped to mind. I'd love to be fast. That'd be interesting.
That'd be sick.
Um, Definitely not the best though. I don't think.
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with being fast. I don't think that's a bad answer.
Eh.
That's what 8-year-old Heath would say.
I'd probably take the adaptation of an owl.
Mm. Which
Yeah.
part?
Could I just get them all, or just have to be a specific one?
I think it should be a specific one. I think it should be a
Okay.
specific one because
Okay.
like owls have a lot going on. Owls are
Okay. Fine.
sick,
Fine. Fine.
Like they can turn their neck around. They've got super good eyesight,
Yeah.
and they're super quiet.
I guess
Like
I would just
super
be an
stealthy.
owl and fly.
Right,
I'm
just
gonna
like
go with the
super.
most basic. The most basic adaptation is to fly, but I would have owl feathers. If I could also get a little bit of owlness going on my head, I would
Mm,
appreciate that too.
you
Just
want
maybe
some?
just like a little extra, a few extra degrees.
Well, sure for the.
But if we're
Okay.
just getting one adaptation, sorry, I'm pushing the limits a
No, I
little
like
bit.
it. I like it. I like it. We're here to
Okay.
push these limits.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Owl.
Okay. I like it. Being able to fly and like be quiet and also turn your head. I'm into that.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
into that. Okay. Okay. I think so. I'm really, mosquitoes really love me.
Okay.
Like I feel like every time I go outside, like in the summer especially, I get bit up all the time, and really the only thing that stops it is like a high concentration of DEET, which I'm not super into.
Uh-huh.
Uh, so I think I'd want like, I think I'd want a horsetail or
Wow.
something, because like I know like, or like some kind of like big animal tail, because they use them to like swat mosquitoes away.
Some type of swatting tail.
Yeah, kind of. So like just have like a big horsetail that just like swats the shit off me. But I also don't know that I really want like a horsetail just chilling.
Well,
But maybe I
double-edged
tuck it.
sword there, the
I,
horse tail.
I could just tuck it in my pants.
Probably braid it and do different things with it too, like
Ooh,
fancy it up a little bit.
yeah, sure. Got some cool rings in it.
Interesting, dude. That's not what I expected from you necessarily, but a horsetail it is to
Yeah.
swat pests.
To swat some bugs, dude. I'm tired of getting bit up by mosquitoes, and
Dang.
I really don't like
Amen.
the way that it feels when I use like the stuff that really helps me. I just feel like sticky and gross.
Mm-mm. Yeah, no. Hopefully we come up with a solution for mosquitoes someday.
Well, I've heard their work. They kind of have one
Right, right.
where they're
They're
like they I don't remember exactly what it is. They like,
they like sterilize all the men.
yeah, they found a way to make it so they can't reproduce.
Right.
Because I
They've
read,
ended the mosquito reproduction.
yeah, I think it was actually Oregon State that was like leading the charge on this.
Sure, let's
I
go.
think it was, and they Oregon State University. I think they did like a study that said that even if you wiped out all mosquitoes off the face of the earth, that it wouldn't affect any ecosystems negatively.
Okay.
Because like all the animals that eat mosquitoes also have ways, like other things that they could eat. You know?
I feel like that's easy for them to say a little bit.
Sure. I mean, yeah.
Like they're like, yeah, like we've done that. We've done the math. It's fine.
Kill them all.
You could wipe out all the mosquitoes, and there would
Yeah.
be still plenty of left. They're like, just don't worry about it. Like, okay,
I don't know, man. I'm down for a world with no mosquitoes in it, but
all right.
is that just, is that sketch of me? Am I not?
Hopefully, that just doesn't mean a world without, you know, bats or
Yeah.
Something that really relies heavily on mosquitoes.
But I don't think bats eat mosquitoes.
Mosquito eaters, dude. I think mosquito eaters would be done for.
Sure.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
I guess that is true.
This is unethical. This is unethical, dude.
Like gnats and flies and stuff.
I feel like there's a ripple here.
Sure. I mean, that's...
First the mosquitoes, then the mosquito eaters, then the mosquito eaters. Goes on.
I think... I think that, like, mosquito eaters probably eat things that are not mosquitoes, too. I think they eat probably, like, gnats and, other moths and stuff. I think they'd be okay. Maybe it is insensitive of me. Maybe I don't know, like, the true history of mosquitoes. Like what's been their, like, historical plight, and why am I so okay with just wiping them out?
Sure.
It's insensitive. It is. To me. Damn.
But that is quite self-aware for you to be able to have this inner dialogue.
Sure, I do want to make sure I'm being fair, but I also hate mosquitoes. So
yeah, mosquitoes are pretty rough.
See.
Cool.
All right. Well, as we've done at the kind of end of every episode we've done so far, we'd like to wrap up with everything that we ate today.
Hold up real quick. Just real quick. Okay. I feel like you've changed your voice. You changed your voice to like
going to like a podcast voice.
Yeah. You started to use your podcast voice.
Cool.
So
fair. Thank you. Today, at the end of the episode.
No, totally. And it doesn't make it unusable, but it is really funny.
For sure. It's weird. Okay. So as we've done at the end of every episode so far, we like to just kind of sum up what we ate today. So I'll try and go first. You had mentioned like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I don't remember if it was the first or second one, that you've been doing some like fasting during the morning, or like maybe you'll drink a cup of coffee, and like maybe a little bite of something, but not too much. And then actually Gina's been doing it too. So the last 2 days I haven't really had anything for breakfast. I've had like a cup of coffee and nothing like, of substance.
Okay.
And it's been working out. It's been working so far. I also haven't been like super active physically, so I think that's probably why it's like working for me, because usually I got to eat a big breakfast. So
okay,
or at least something for breakfast.
Have you noticed it gives you like a bit of energy, sort of like in a way that's like a fasting energy? I don't know how to explain it. That's kind of what it does for me. Like, anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if I felt that just yet. It's been like 2 days that I haven't had breakfast.
Yeah.
But I'm not feeling like cranky or in a bad mood like I might otherwise. Like I feel like that's usually why I eat breakfast, is because I don't want to be in like a bad mood. So yeah, I had a cup of coffee this morning, and then went to work and I had another cup of coffee, and I got an iced coffee in between some appointments I had, and then I ate a turkey sandwich for lunch, and some Trader Joe's does these like dried tangerines that are really good. They're super good. If you go to Trader Joe's, I highly suggest getting them. They're really tasty.
Nice.
So I ate a couple of those. Ate a little Chomps beef jerky stick, like one of the small ones. We got them for my kid because he liked them, and now he won't eat them, so I'm just eating them. And then I got home and I ate a Trader Joe's corn dog with some ketchup as like a little snack in the afternoon. Uh, and then yeah, and then I think we just had dinner. I made some pasta with some red sauce and some ground turkey and mushrooms and pepper and some Parmesan cheese. So yeah, yeah. That's I think that's all I've had today, and I'm not feeling too hungry for anything else. So we'll see.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. What about you?
Let's see. I also started my day with just like I normally do, with single coffee. Kind of gets me up, gets me pepped. I don't like to eat. If I eat too early, for me, I get tired.
Yeah.
Like if I eat a big breakfast, I'll be like, all right, cool, back to bed. Oh, um, so yeah, I like to just like have some coffee and kind of get going and doing some stuff. And I ate a little bit on the earlier side today, around 11:30 or noon. I was seeing my grandma and mother-in-law.
Okay.
Had lunch with those two.
Nice.
And my mother-in-law is hilarious. And she had Thanksgiving leftovers that were frozen from Thanksgiving.
Whoa.
And so we had Thanksgiving sandwiches that she had like thawed. You know, she thawed all like the cranberry and the turkey and the I think that's about it.
Like stuffing and gravy at all, or
I guess it was lacking stuffing and gravy. I didn't actually put it together now until I talked about it.
it's like a turkey cranberry sandwich.
Yeah, turkey, cranberry, some spinach, and some cheese, some Swiss cheese.
Cool.
Dang, lacking Thanksgiving, but that's
I mean,
fine.
it's from Thanksgiving.
It's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving leftover
Produced
sandwich.
by Thanksgiving.
So I also had a turkey sandwich for
Nice.
for lunch. More coffee there as well. I swear, coffee is like a superpower. It really encourages me to fast. I can just drink coffee and not eat anything and just be a caffeine monster up until a certain point.
Sure.
Also, we recently did like a Costco sort of stock up. We created a little grocery store for ourselves in the basement. So we bought like some bulk items and a fair amount of snacks to like go through a certain set of snacks and then go down to the basement, you know, and replenish the snacks essentially.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. Was the idea.
Yeah.
Oh man, we've been snacking. We just, I just kind of just like, I abandoned that plan and just said, let's open all the snacks. And so I've just been going back and forth. Like there's some like more bites that I've been snacking on.
Getting your steps on those basement stairs.
Some chocolate covered blueberries. Oh no, man, I gave up on them. Just brought them upstairs. They're
for
here.
Sure.
They're here. We weren't kidding anybody. Potato chips, you know. So a fair amount of snacks today. Some s'mores snacks mostly.
Ooh.
Some chocolate covered blueberries, and yeah. What else? A breakfast burrito for dinner. A tortilla with 2 farm fresh eggs from your family, actually.
From my in-laws, yeah.
From your in-laws. Shout out, by the way. We need more eggs. Those eggs are great. With the price of eggs right now, dang, I'm ready to stock up.
I don't know if their eggs are going to go up in price either because they're so contained.
Dude.
So we'll see.
Holy cow. Do you know if they have more eggs? Anyway.
Sometimes we get cut off because they have too many eggs, so they have to give to other. They don't
Really?
have enough eggs, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they went through like a little down spike, so we didn't get eggs for almost like a month or two.
Recently?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm about to double my order, I feel like.
Yeah, they might say no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. It makes sense. Eggs are fucking.
We get 2 dozen
demand.
at a time when we used to when we get them. I think we still are, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what we go for too. Is 2 dozen every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Make it 4. Let's see here. What else did I eat? Yeah, so I made a breakfast burrito with those farm fresh eggs, some cheese, some eggs, some.
What kind of cheese are you putting on there?
Oh man, the Tillamook.
Mm-hmm.
Tillamook, dude. Did you know that Tillamook was rated like the best cheese in the world?
Yeah. 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 Is it best cheese or best cheddar?
Might be best cheddar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Best orange cheddar, maybe specifically.
For sure. Dude, it's so good.
It's so good. I love it for quesadillas and just eating it as a snack. And their company is just so great overall, just like a farmer owned.
Yeah, it's like a co-op.
Co-op.
It's sick.
Yeah. So, yeah, so put a bit of Tillamook in there. We again on that Costco stock up. Dude, Tillamook at Costco is so cheap. So we got pepper jack, we got cheddar, and I just like to blend them up.
Hell yeah.
Pepper jack and cheddar.
Hell yeah.
And some avocado. And that was it.
Yeah.
Called it a day. And actually, other than the turkey, I've been noticing how much meat I've been eating, and it's way less.
Nice.
Like, yeah, it's interesting. It's cool. You can actually. I'm definitely not a vegetarian by any means, but the amount of meat that I need is surprisingly less than I thought.
Cool.
Was it you I was talking to about this? No, I feel like it was Josh. Like, people expect me to like need meat. Like, I'll be hanging out with people around the dinner table or whatever, and they'll just be like, "This guy, you need some meat, dude? We're like, we need meat for Heath. Excuse me, can we get meat over here? This guy's huge, actually. This dude here, have you seen funny. This guy? He obviously needs some meat." So I don't know. I'm just questioning all that.
Yeah, I feel like that it kind of like makes sense. Like, you assume that like people that are like a little bigger built are gonna like need more like protein in general.
Yeah, you know? Dude.
You know?
Yeah, dude.
I think we eat meat probably like every day. I don't think we eat a lot of. I mean, sometimes we have like, you know, a vegetarian dinner, but not necessarily like on purpose. You know, it's like grilled cheese and tomato soup, or like, yeah, that's probably the one we do the most. But yeah, we do like a lot of. We don't really eat beef or pork. Like, if we're doing like a ground beef thing, it's typically, or like a ground pork, we typically do like ground turkey.
Yeah,
you know,
dude.
Like for pasta meat, or for like if we do we do this Korean rice bowl situation that usually calls for ground pork, and we just do ground turkey instead. And I'm sure it tastes better if we use beef or pork, but it's just kind of like we're just putting the sauce on the meat and it tastes good.
Yeah, totally. I think it's easier too I think I'm in the same boat where I probably do eat a little more pork maybe than you guys, but beef, I just can't really wrap my head around like how we sustainably eat beef.
Yeah, totally.
You know, so It's like, I'd rather not. And something we're doing this year is like just eating way less fast food, because it was something we relied on heavily.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the only place we would have burgers is typically out. And so since we're not, you know, doing the out burgers anymore, we really don't do much burger, but
yeah,
sounds pretty good though.
It does. We get burgers maybe like once or twice a month. You know, like nice. It's Gina's comfort food a little bit. So if there's like, it's been like a rough day, there's a killer burger right next to kiddo's daycare. And so like sometimes if, you know, we've had a tough day, we'll like pick them up and just go get a killer burger or something. But
yeah, hell yeah.
Other than that, I think the only time I really eat a lot of beef is if I get like pho. You know, if I get like a big bowl of pho, it's just like, like chicken pho is good, but it's not the same as like a big bowl of like beef broth, you know?
Alpha.
It's so good.
Oh man, so for good. Sure. That's such a good call out too. You can try to have like less of something, but when you really need it, or you've had a hard day, or it's like your comfort food, like you shouldn't let any of that stuff that you're like trying to do stand in your way of like having a burger.
Sure. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Unless it is like really you've drawn like a hard line on something for your personal reasons or health wise or whatever. That like, right. Like.
Yeah, totally.
I guess I eat like carne asada burritos every once in a while, but not super often. I usually go chicken or carnitas, but yeah. Oh, burrito sounds really good right now.
Let's see. Did we answer the question? Yeah, that was everything that I ate.
Nice. Oh, I also chomped on a little bit of granola. Actually, I had like a little granola snack. We've been getting this like Bob's Red Mill maple and sea salt granola. It's really good. It's got like little chunks of coconut, like toasted coconut, and some like roasted pumpkin seeds in it too. It's really, really good.
Damn, Bob's Red Mill. Shout out, they're good.
They're so good. It's in my neighborhood. It's down the street. I didn't know that they had like a cafe.
Dude, we should meet there for lunch.
We totally should.
God damn. I love going
like,
out there.
I think they mostly do like breakfasty stuff, but it's so good. No, I think they have sandwiches too that they make with their like flour, and they make
their flowers.
Yeah, their flowers.
Their wheats.
Yeah. You think we could trade some sheep for that wheats?
Yo, Bob.
Dude, R.I.P. though.
Yeah?
Yeah, he died a couple months ago.
Shit, months ago?
Yeah, a couple months ago.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Well, even more reason to support Bob and his family.
Pay tribute.
To pay tribute, to visit the mill, dude.
Yeah. If you're listening out there, go ahead and pour one out. Whatever you're drinking, pour it out for Bob.
Whatever you're drinking, pour it out.
For Bob, man.
No, but seriously, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a staple in our community.
It's kind of crazy, actually, now that we're talking about this, that there's like, well, I don't know if Franz is nationwide, but like, we've got like Dave's Killer Bread is like a nationwide thing.
Right.
You know? And I think international, you can probably buy it in Canada. And when I was up in Vancouver, I saw Bob's Red Mill stuff up there, you know?
Uh-huh.
For a place that has like so many people that are like gluten free, there sure is like a lot of bread coming out of this town, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I am interested though if Franz is nationwide now. Franz, you know?
I think it's Franz personally, but some people do say Franz. Yeah. Some people say Franz, but I don't hang out with them really that much.
No, I don't talk to people that talk like that.
I mean, I don't know. Megan says Franz.
Franz
bread. Add that to the sound effect list.
Just not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess if it was Franz, it would be an S, but it's a Z, so Franz maybe makes more sense.
Right. I think we need to dig into their ownership and see, like, are they Dutch? If they're Dutch, it's definitely Franz.
Yeah, Dutch or German. Franz
bread.
Franz bread. Well, if you don't live in the state of Oregon, or if you are, in another country and you know Franz or Franz bread, let us know, because I'm curious.
Yeah, what do you say, Franz or Franz?
Yeah.
Also, Naked Bread, I think, is owned by Franz.
Naked Bread?
Naked Bread, dude. Check it out. It's so good.
I don't even know about that.
Naked.
Actually, sorry, one more quick thing about Dave's Killer Bread. So I was in a store once.
Yeah.
And I was in the bread aisle. And I swear Dave walked by me.
So Dave is he was in prison, right?
Yes.
It's prison bread.
It's prison bread.
Something like that.
Well, he got out and created the bread company and then hires people that were incarcerated.
I think he was let out.
Let him out. They said, damn, this bread is good. You got to go give this to the people.
He didn't just get out.
He just got out, dude.
He got out. Then started making bread and was giving it back to the inmates. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I mean, so basically, I think he was in jail for a while. And then when he got out, he
was released.
He was released. He was released into the wild. When he served after his sentence was up,
right?
He got to go home.
Right. Once he learned his lesson.
Yeah, once he learned his lesson, he started the company for real, and then he hired other people that were like incarcerated that were having trouble getting getting jobs afterwards. So cool idea, I think that's awesome. So I'm standing in this bread aisle and I see Dave walk by, he's got like long black hair, this mustache, and he's like, but I only really knew it was him because he was wearing a Killer Dave's shirt. And so gotcha. Seeing him, seeing a guy wearing a shirt of himself as a cartoon, tripped me out. I was like, was it Dave? Who is that? It's like, it was weird because at first I was like, that guy's wearing a shirt of himself, and then I put it together. He was wearing a Dave's Killer Bread shirt. Dave. As he was I think he was checking on product.
He's checking his bread. Yeah. I mean, what else would he be doing?
Literally. So it was so funny. It was crazy to me. Nice. I was like, damn, I need a shirt with my face on it. I'll just walk around.
I mean, maybe
one day
someday. Yeah, we'll have the shirt.
Little podcast material shirt, I don't know if we'll ever be as big as Dave's Killer Bread,
but we can only hope, dude.
Dude, that's the goal.
We can only hope.
That's the goal. Man, that's funny.
It's our first goal that we created around the podcast is to be as big as Dave's Killer Bread.
Man,
dude, that's pretty lofty.
It's pretty lofty. It's pretty lofty.
But
oh man, that's funny. Well, cool, man. I've had a good time.
Thanks, dude.
Had a good time chatting with you, hanging out with you.
And I hope you guys have also had a good time listening along as well. If you've made it to the end of the podcast, here we are. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next one.
Oh, yeah. Stick around. Stay tuned.
Stick around and stay tuned. Peace, y'all.
Bye.
Later.
Nice, dude.